All right, happy Wednesday night, everybody. We assume it's Wednesday. We actually have no idea. On holiday weeks like this time of year, football season, every day just kind of runs into each other. But we know we got NFL tomorrow with the Cowboys and the Eagles, and we got the Chiefs and the Chargers, and then we're on to the weekend and Texas Tech and Kent State. So I think we got at least an idea, a handle on what's going on. We are glad you are with us tonight. We have things to discuss. Getting your comments on the United Supermarkets and Market Street chat line tonight. Tech fans, should Baron Morton play this week? That's one of the questions we'll ask you. You don't need him to beat Kent State. If he's dinged up just a little bit, is this season so important that you would say, no, he doesn't need the reps, that you wouldn't play him, even if he's good enough to go, even if he's healthy enough to go? Is this season so important that you would say, if you can't beat Kent State with your backup quarterback and Will Hammond, what does it matter? We ask you that today. Big 12 Barstool sports stories today. Dave Portnoy, good, bad for the league. Tech fans, do you hate Barstool? Love it? You tell me. And it's What If Wednesday. What if Notre Dame joined a conference right now? Good or bad for college football? Or does it even matter? I would posit that we're glad you're here watching the show in the Hat Creek Interior Studios tonight. Check out their showroom in Lubbock. Get online, hatcreek.us. They ship anywhere in the United States. If you are looking for awesome Western style furniture, I'm talking like Western, not Southwest frou-frou, 1980s stuff. I'm talking like real ranch, hunting lodge type stuff, cool things like that. Go to their website. They ship anywhere. Also brought to you by the Reserve, a culinary tavern in Lubbock, 103rd and Quaker. If you can't make it out to the game this week, fret not. You can have brunch while you're watching the game. And then Fire and Ice Outdoor Living, just down Woodrow Road, right by Cooper High School. They're taking it up a notch when it comes to outdoor cooking, grills, smokers, everything that implies. You need to check out their website. And then we also ask you tonight to embrace the power of five. We want 5 people tonight. Go on the websites of the Reserve, Hat Creek Interiors, Fire and Ice, United Supermarkets. Say thanks for supporting what they do in Raiderland. Thanks for being a part of it. Report back after you do it. Tell us how it went. In 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com. You start your day with us in the morning on the website. Raiderland Hot Links, featured and brought to you by Jackson Brothers Meat Locker in Post, Texas. They do meat processing. Then you can just go in there and get all sorts of great steaks and, meat, world-renowned beef jerky, and they ship anywhere in the United States. So check them out at Jackson Brothers Meats. We got stuff going on tonight. We want to hear from you. And we've already got them coming in on the United Supermarkets chat line. Chris, my only concern about not playing Morton is, does he need more reps to get in rhythm so he's ready when they go play Utah? All right, here's the deal. He's not Arch Manning. He doesn't need reps. He's been playing. He does not need reps. And he can get better reps against Oregon State. So for the idea of he needs reps, I disagree on that front. That if he were a freshman or a redshirt freshman, Chris, I would say, yeah, we got a point here. He's not. He's a veteran. He knows what he's doing. Hell, he's getting better practice, even 7-on-7 this week than he would against Kent State. But I asked the question, should they play him this week or not? Would you play him? Would you play Baron Morton? Would you endorse it? If they come out and say, you know what, he could play, he could be out there, but some situations are different. And I'm beginning to think as the week goes along that I'm subscribing to the idea that this year is different. That if you can't beat Kent State with Hammond at quarterback, well, nothing's going to matter the rest of the way. All right. James, he's given us thumbs up. He's on our Facebook page. By the way, everybody join us on Facebook, free, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Our YouTube channel, subscribe to that, don't cost nothing. And on Twitter, X at Ryan Hyatt Media. All of them free, all the time. So subscribe to all of them, and you never miss a thing. But I'm beginning to come around to the thinking this week that yeah, don't play him. He's sore. He's going to be sore all week. Now there's 22-year-old soreness and 56-year-old soreness, two different things. But even if that makes you just a little more susceptible to not getting out of the way, not being 100%, why? Why put him out there? Why do it? Now, you can talk me out of it, and I'm not trying to talk you into it, and I'm not saying that Texas Tech is going to do that, but I am more than open to the conversation of saying, Baron, you don't have to start this week. You don't even have to play. Or maybe if you play, go out there for a series, walk around, throw a couple of passes, and then get his butt out of there. I can live with that. You tell me what you're thinking. The news that broke today, according to On3 and Heartland Sports and many other media outlets, that the Big 12 had a 40-minute conference call with Barstool Sports and Dave Portnoy about expanding their relationship, giving Barstool Sports great access to the Big 12 beyond what we are seeing with Barstool and the Big 10. Now, I'm not a Barstool guy. I'm not a Dave Portnoy guy. I'm familiar. I understand what they do and everything else. But it fascinates me that all of a sudden there was so much resistance from the land of the Big 12 of having anything to do with Dave Portnoy and Barstool Sports. So I'll posit the question for you, if you want to answer it: good idea or bad idea? You know, do you want to see? Would it be good for Texas Tech to be part of that Barstool Nation and everything they do, good, bad, or otherwise? Hey, I love pizza too. Your thoughts on that? So we asked the question, and again, I know a lot of people maybe haven't seen any of the details, and the details are still coming out, and maybe haven't even seen some of the social media chatter and otherwise. But it strikes me that Dave Portnoy is, he's kind of a lightning rod for criticism, both not both good and bad. I would say I would have to back up and say a polarizing media figure. So what do you think about that? James, we go back, says play Morton for a half to keep the timing. If they're as bad as we think they are, the timing ain't going to matter. Give them a series. I would say give them a series, maybe two, then get him out. Again, he's not Arch Manning. Arch Manning needs to play every snap he can play. He hadn't played hardly any meaningful football in his entire life. The teams he played in high school weren't as good as the teams my son played at Ropes, over the last couple of years. So there you go. He didn't need it. Would you support it if they didn't play him? Roberto Delgado chimes in on our YouTube channel, Ryan Ides Raiderland. Sorry, I got an itch right there. You would risk Notre Dame being a strictly regional school. That would never work. Is it that bad that Notre Dame love-hate team? Okay, so the what if question is, what if Notre Dame joined a conference? Would it be good or bad for college football? Does it even matter at this point? Because I think all the conferences are going to go away for the most part. But have we reached a point where Notre Dame is kind of on its own island and we don't even care anymore whether Notre Dame's in a conference or not? That if they went to the Big 10 or they went full on in the ACC, join the Big 12, I don't care. Did they really matter that much in the current construct in the world of NIL that they did 10 years ago? I would submit I don't think they do. That if Notre Dame joined the Big 10 today, I don't think the Big Ten's infinitely better. I think Notre Dame would actually be worse because they'd have to play like real games all year long. They'd have to actually play a conference schedule. I think it would hurt Notre Dame in the short term. Actually, I think it would hurt Notre Dame in the long term because one of the last things Notre Dame can hang their hat on is that we're different, we're unique, we're not in a conference, we're Notre Dame. Newt Rockne, Ara Parsegian, yeah, Dan Devine, Jerry Faust, yeah, we're Notre Dame. Not that any of the kids today give a damn. JC, every team is going to blitz the dog out of Tech from all angles. Every game. 75% of the first half plays against Texas Tech were blitzes by Arkansas Pine Bluff. They couldn't get them home, obviously. If mobility is there at quarterbacks, otherwise, bubble wrap that man. All right, I'm with you. Now, I don't know that Kent State's going to blitz the way Arkansas Pine Bluff did in the first half, which was the only time the game kind of mattered. Does Kent State look at that and go, oh, that didn't work? Maybe we lay back, cover out, we do soft zones, we try to take away routes downfield, and we want to nickel and dime them, which is what I would do, by the way, if I were Kent State this weekend. Coming up on Saturday, I would not blitz. I would not try to heat up the quarterback. I would just settle back and say, okay, if you can go 10, 14, 17 play drives without screwing up in week 2, we'll give it to you. And that'll keep the game close because you're going to chew up clock. That's how I would defend Tech right now. Chris, I have no problem with the Barstool partnership, the media partners. The more media partners, the better it is for the Big 12. And I'm asking the question today about Dave Portnoy and Tech and the Big 12 and a potential partnership and giving them carte blanche to do whatever, because I'm not a Barstool guy. I don't hate them. I don't not like it. I'm just not a Barstool guy. But I understand how polarizing Dave Portnoy is for certain fans and certain groups and whatever. I don't know where you guys fall into that and how it matters, but that's why I'm asking the question. I kind of go along the lines of Chris. Anything you can do to get the Big 12 message out there, and certainly anything you can do to capture the under 35 crowd, and if that's who you're getting with Portnoy and Barstool, is the 18 to 34 demo, the old advertising marketing demos, the 18 to 34, 24 to 54, 55 plus, all that stuff, 35 plus, that if that gets you some of that, okay, that seems good, right? Might come in handy. I don't know. But I know that there are some people that just absolutely hate Barstool Sports. I get that. Until WNBC stops paying Notre Dame millions of dollars, Notre Dame will stay independent. That money only goes so far if they still want to remain relevant in the coming decade. Now, maybe they just want the money and they don't care. You know, they didn't play in bowl games for years until 1970. I think the Cotton Bowl against Texas, first time they played in a bowl game. So they're wired different up there, are the Catholics. So whatever. Jeff, Morton is less than half a game. Morton is less than half a game in with the OC. I say if he's 90%, then he plays at least a quarter to continue to develop game rhythm with Mac Leftwich. I understand what you're saying. I truly do. I get it. And I think a quarter would be max that I'd want to see at this point against these people dinged up. You get more out of practice than you get out of playing against these people. That Texas Tech's defense is so much better than the non-conference slate you're playing that truly you get better against your second and third team defenders in practice than you get in a real game time. Chris, I like the WWE Big 12 partnership. Who doesn't? James, does better partnerships bring the Big 12 closer to the Big 10 and SEC respect-wise? No, not at all. But this is about opening doors to money, 100% money. It's not about are the media people going to like you more? And I assume that's what you're talking about. When you talk about respect, who are you talking about? When you say respect, are you talking about fans? Are you talking about media members? The media members will never care about you. That's not going to change in this current go-around. They're not. Paul Feinbaum is not going to go, oh, they have a media partnership with, who is that? That is, pardon me, is that Dave Portnoy? He enjoys the pizza pie? Oh my, well, I shall pay more attention to the Big 12. That's not going to happen. You know? It's not going to happen. JC, we know what should and literally must be done in college football. Will the SEC and Big 10 part with their stupid brands. No. Robert, ouch, Hyatt easy. I have no idea what that's in reference to. Respect the conferences themselves. I don't know exactly what that's in reference to as well. Real quick, coaching the comments. Be incredibly descriptive. You have a conversation going in your mind with me. I have 18 different conversations going, and nobody else knows exactly what you're thinking. So be incredibly descriptive in your comments. All right. This is what Rush Limbaugh used to coach the callers. He would do a caller clinic every now and then, and he would bring a caller on and he would coach the caller. We used to do that on the Williams and I show. We would coach you guys on how to be great callers and commenters. So in these environments where you fire away a comment, you're thinking one thing and you've got in your mind all this stuff. I don't. You must be much more descriptive for everybody involved. Big 12, Barstool Sports, Dave Portnoy, good or bad for Tech? Or do you hate? How many people out there watching right now hate Barstool Sports? What if Wednesday, if Notre Dame joined a conference, would it even matter at this point in college football? Would it even matter? I say it wouldn't matter. I don't think there's anything that would change the dynamic if Notre Dame woke up tomorrow and said, yeah, we're in the Big 10, or we're in the ACC, or we're in the Big 12. I truly don't think it would matter. And then finally, for Tech fans today, you got a bit of a dinged up Baron Morton at quarterback. Play him or not this week. If you can't beat Kent State without him playing, I don't think he needs to play that much. What does that say about this team if you think they are who you think they are? And who do you think they are? Huh? All right, get in on the United Supermarkets chat line. Your thoughts, your comments, your questions, everything else. Share with your friends. Invite them in on YouTube. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, always free. And we want you people on YouTube to give us thumbs up, share it, hit the like button. On Facebook Live, same deal, free, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. And then on Twitter X, at Ryan Hyatt Media. I don't know what the deal is on the live broadcast, but man, the Twitter people pour in on the replay. So you Twitter people, jump in and have some fun. The Big 12 can either be less than or different than the Big 10 SEC. Different than is the best option. So when we say different than, what do we mean? Do we mean on how you market the league, how you access media, how you access fans? I assume that's what you're talking about. Does Notre Dame still have special dispensation to get into the playoffs if they finish in the top whatever? Yeah, there's some sort of formula or whatever on that deal that, has to apply to Notre Dame and whoever else on the independent side. So basically, it's like Notre Dame, do they have a pulse? Okay, they get in. James, sorry, my previous was awful. Does better partnership bring more respect between the conferences? No, I don't think the Big 10 and the SEC are ever going to respect the Big 12 and the ACC any more or less based on whether you're working with Dave Portnoy, ESPN, or intergalactic space stations. They do not care. 100%. They don't care. Nor should you care what they care. What matters is your broadcast partners and what do they care about. And when it comes time to hopefully break away from the NCAA in the next 4 or 5 years, that they go, yeah, these teams have proven that they can bring eyeballs, they can generate revenue, and we want them to be a part of it. JC, so you're saying when football settles in 2031, we have NFL-looking model, SEC and Big 10 remain the names, AFL and NFL weren't as proud. No, I'm not saying that. I think the actual conference names will go away, and you'll have the, Professional College Football League or whatever they end up calling it. And the idea of the SEC, Big 10, and all that, that goes away. Now, all the basketball and everything else can be a part of that. But from a football standpoint, those conference names will pass away. Jeff says, in that case, it's better for college football if Notre Dame gets into a conference and has to meet the same standards as any other conference team for the playoff, which, until we break football away from the NCAA, there is no economic incentive for them to do that because they're incentivized right now by NBC, by the network, and they're incentivized by the college football playoff to not do it. Now, until that changes, it would be folly for them to do that. It'll be an economic decision that'll change it. We're getting closer there. I have no idea what Terry is talking about, but he said truth, and I agree with that. All right, we got a few more minutes left with you tonight here on a beautiful Thursday in West Texas. A little bit warm. I was told that fall was coming. Was told that there would be fall weather. Was told that I didn't have to get the AC in my truck fixed because it was going to cool down. I was told that. Power of five people every night. Go to our sponsors. Hit them on their Facebook page. The Reserve, a culinary tavern in Lubbock. Fire and Ice Outdoor Living. United Supermarkets. And Hat Creek Interiors. Go there, say, hey, thanks for supporting Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Thanks for being a huge part of what they do in West Texas. And by the way, Hat Creek Interior, they ship anywhere in the world. Fire and Ice, we're working on that. United Supermarkets, for a lot of you, probably has a store where you live nearby. I was there today, picking up groceries and whatnot. The Power of Five, and this goes for any program you love, radio, TV, internet, anything else. If you want those programs to continue, you now have the most and easiest direct access to those businesses who support what you like to say thank you. That don't cost a dime, but it's huge to the sponsors to get feedback and go, holy cow, look at that. Jeff Seal likes what we're doing. Terry Hucks likes what we're doing. Robert Delgado likes what we're doing. Man, we're doing something good. Tomorrow will be Thursday, if I've got the calendar right. We were going to do it tonight, but we don't have enough time to do it. Have y'all been keeping up with the Oklahoma State-Oregon drama going on where earlier this week on his coach's show, Mike Gundy just basically laying into Oregon saying, they're buying players and buying stuff and, it's bad and all this NIL and, we can't even compete with their roster and they did all this stuff. And Dan Lanning fired back and said, well, I'm glad I coach at a school that wants to win. That's what it comes down to. But Joey McGuire coaches at a school that wants to win. Dan Lanning at Oregon coaches at a school that wants to win. And Gundy was talking, he's unhinged a lot of times. Unshirted, unhinged. About how, well, maybe we should just have a tier where we play against other programs that spend the same kind of money we do. Dan Lanning pointed out that Tennessee Morton probably didn't spend nearly as much money as Oklahoma State did, and Gundy and Oklahoma State had no problem playing them and beating them in week one. Oregon is going to beat the ever-living crap out of Oklahoma State this weekend. And I think Gundy is orchestrating his own exit. No, I know he is. He's orchestrating his own exit by doing things like this, making these comments. But where was Mike Gundy when T. Boone Pickens was alive? Where were the Oklahoma State people when T. Boone was just plowing money into the program, into the athletic department? I didn't hear him complaining. I didn't hear Terry Phillips, the AD at the time? I didn't hear any of them complaining that nobody else had T. Boone Pickens money. But we're going to have a discussion about Gundy because I think he knows where I know he knows where he is in the college football landscape. and he's ringing the register. He's going to make as much money as he can on the way out. But there is a huge corollary to Mike Gundy and a former Texas Tech coach that we will talk about tomorrow. JC, wait until tomorrow. It will be Indian summer, hot September, October, worst time of year seasonally speaking. We get teased with fall, then 101. Yeah. Can we say Indian summer anymore? Can we do that? Oh, we couldn't say that anymore in West Texas. Jeff Gundy's got no room to talk, given all the money Pickens dumped on that program. But he's 40. Actually, he's like 50, 56 now? 58. He's a man. Terry, Tarleton State Texans upset Army last Friday, double overtime. Sorry, Ryan, my son coached there. It was a huge win. No, it was a great win for Tarleton. Huge. We love Army. We never root against them. But it was a huge win for Tarleton. Tarleton, Abilene Christian, Stephen F. Austin, all those teams are better than Kent State, by the way, who Tech's going to play this week. Chris, just get Garth Brooks to support Okie State Athletic Department. Yeah, Garth is he's worthless anymore. The boys from Oklahoma, though, they raised some money. April 11th, Stillwater. They're at Lewis Field. I still call it Lewis Field, T. Boone Pickens Stadium. That's how old I am, Lewis Field. April 11th, boys from Oklahoma. I know where my son's going to be on April 11th. Engine Summer. I see what you did there. Indigenous Peoples Summer. Y'all are funny. All right. So what did we decide or settle tonight? Baron Morton play, yes or no? I would go a series or two. That's it. Series or two. You know. Of course, I like what you're doing. Thank you, Robert. Then go tell the people who make it possible, our advertisers, on Facebook and otherwise, Hat Creek Interiors, The Reserve, a Culinary Tavern, Fire and Ice Outdoor Living, United Supermarkets, oh, so many. Go tell them, that makes it happen. So Baron Morton, we playing or not? We cool with him not playing Barstool Sports, good, bad, or otherwise for the Big 12? What are we doing on that? David Carter finally shows up. He's busy, though. Crisscross Applesauce Summer. That's really good. Terry just says no. Commander's Summer. I'd rather have the Commodore Summer. Late August. No, never mind. We're already in September 1969. Anyhow, yeah, okay. Commanders, Commodores. The reaction on social media today was really interesting to me, though, on the Portnoy, and I guess, and I want to apologize to you guys. I can only take in so much media, that Portnoy and Barstool, again, I got nothing against them. It's just not my thing, so I don't pay attention to it. But I do understand how polarizing it seems to be for certain fan bases. And I gotta guess Brett Yormark understands that. And the ADs who were on the 40-minute conference call, according to multiple media reports, was it front office or on three, front office sports, Heartland Sports, other place, they had a call. They got to understand that. So there's got to be an upside to it. Even if some people hate Barstool Sports, there's got to be an upside. Guardians Summer. Y'all are good. Terry, Mungo Jerry. That's but a pawn in the game of life. But a small pawn in the game of life. Collier, if you're still there, give us a reason to watch KMAC 28 Red Raider Nation tonight. Will you be on? Will you be telling us about Baron Morton and his continued amazing recovery? What will you be talking about? I don't know. JC, hit up sponsors chat, call on them, say thanks, patronize, buy their stuff for those in Muleshoe. Get off here, blessed assurance, and visit sponsors. Yeah, there we go. That's all it takes. And again, I say this not just for this program and what we do in Raiderland. If you love a media outlet, all right, in this day and age, this is how this stays alive. Call-in shows, radio shows, TV, internet, websites. This is how it stays alive. You guys telling the sponsors thanks and then actually buying some of their stuff. That'd be really cool too. I go to Fire and Ice this weekend. If you can't buy a smoker, buy some of the rubs and sauces they have there. That would work too. And then tell them, hey, we heard about it at Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, or we heard about it with David Collier and KMAC 28 and Red Raider Nation. Y'all understand the power you have. All right. We'll be back in the morning with the Thursday over underrated right column. Going to be a busy day tomorrow, but I promise we'll be back with you on the website in the morning, and we will have our 60 seconds of Raiderland commentary hopefully ready to go for you tomorrow as well. If you like what we do, we appreciate it. We'll see you there. Thanks to David Collier, KMAC 28, for jumping in. You guys are the best audience in the world. And we'll see you in the morning, and then you guys can share this tonight. We'll post it on the website, but you can share it on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media, on YouTube, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, Facebook as well. All right, see you in the morning, theraiderland.com.